Many older men believe that finding companionship later in life means marriage is the only answer. After all, it's what we were taught for decades, that a good man eventually marries, provides, and builds a home. But what if after 60, that old rule no longer serves you? What if remarrying could quietly undo the peace, stability, and financial security you've worked your entire life to build? In this video, we'll explore 5 expert-backed reasons why senior men should think twice before remarrying after 60. Reasons most people will never tell you, especially not the women involved. Now, this isn't about bitterness or avoiding love. In fact, many older men are perfectly capable of deep affection and genuine companionship, but love and marriage are not the same thing, especially when you're past 60. A second or third marriage can bring emotional, legal, and financial challenges that most senior men don't see coming until it's too late. So before saying I do again, it's worth hearing what senior life experts, relationship psychologists, and even divorce attorneys have learned from men just like you. Reason number 1, financial risk far outweighs emotional reward. By the time a man reaches his 60s or 70s, he's usually worked decades to build financial stability, a home, retirement savings, a pension, and investments. Remarrying, however, can legally and financially tie all of that to another person in ways that can be devastating if the relationship fails. Many older men assume love will protect them, but love doesn't hold up in court. Contracts do. Financial planners often warn that remarriage at this stage of life can be the single biggest financial risk a senior man takes. Consider this: if your new spouse has debt, health issues, or adult children of her own, those responsibilities can legally and emotionally become yours. You could lose benefits from your late wife's pension or Social Security. You might even face financial obligations to your new spouse's family that you never expected. A simple signature on a marriage license can change everything from your tax bracket to your will. It's not about being greedy or cynical, it's about being realistic. You spent your whole life earning your peace and security. Experts say that at this stage, it's wiser to protect what you've built rather than gamble it on a legal arrangement that benefits someone else more than you. Companionship doesn't require paperwork. You can love, share, and build a bond without putting your entire estate on the line. And if you think this is just fear talking, talk to any senior divorce lawyer. They'll tell you stories of men who remarried late only to lose their homes, savings, and peace of mind within a few years. Love can be priceless, but marriage can be very expensive. Reason number 2, emotional freedom matters more than romantic obligation. After 60, emotional peace becomes more valuable than romance. You've spent decades navigating responsibilities, raising kids, managing careers, supporting others. Many men who remarry after 60 discover that what they truly crave isn't another marriage. It's emotional rest. They want simplicity, understanding, and quiet companionship, not more rules, demands, or emotional expectations. In younger years, men often marry for stability or family, but in your later years, the priority should shift toward inner peace. Unfortunately, remarriage can often bring back the same emotional weight you once carried: arguments over routines, control, money, and loyalty. Some older women who've been divorced or widowed themselves carry emotional scars too, and they may unknowingly bring their own unresolved issues into the new marriage. Relationship experts emphasize that emotional compatibility becomes harder as we age, not easier. We become more set in our ways, more comfortable with our habits, and less tolerant of conflict. When two seniors marry, both bring decades of emotional patterns into one space, and those don't always blend smoothly. The result? Tension, frustration, and even resentment. When all you wanted was peace instead of remarrying. Many senior men find greater happiness in companionship without legal strings, sharing moments, traveling, supporting one another, but keeping their independence intact. Emotional freedom means you can walk away from conflict without courts, lawyers, or heartbreak. It's not about running from commitment. It's about choosing the kind of commitment that fits your stage of life. If you've spent years taking care of others, you deserve a relationship that takes care of you, not one that drains what little peace you have left. If you're finding this message valuable so far, make sure to subscribe and join our community of wise senior men who choose peace, strength, and purpose after 60. Reason number 3, family and legacy complications. When a senior man remarries, it's rarely just two people involved. Family always comes into play. Children, grandchildren, even stepfamilies. What seems like a private decision often becomes a family-wide ripple. Your grown children might worry about inheritance, emotional distance, or simply losing time with you. They may not voice it openly, but tension can grow quickly when a new woman enters your life as your legal spouse. Psychologists who study late-life marriage say this is one of the most underestimated problems older men face. The dynamic changes. Adult children may feel suspicious of your new partner's intentions, while your partner might feel excluded or judged. Suddenly, you find yourself caught between two emotional worlds, trying to keep peace between people who may never fully trust each other. And the truth is, the law often favors the spouse over the children, especially in matters of inheritance, medical decisions, and property. Even if you trust your partner completely, there's no guarantee that things will go the way you intend after you're gone. Without careful legal planning, remarriage can unintentionally disinherit your own children or transfer family assets to people who were never part of your legacy. Senior life experts often suggest alternatives: a companionship agreement, living together with mutual respect, or maintaining separate households. This way, you can still experience love and intimacy without putting your family relationships at risk. After all, your legacy isn't just your money, it's your emotional connection, your wisdom, and the values you pass down. When you remarry, those bonds can get tangled. Protecting them isn't selfish, it's wise. If you're enjoying these insights, don't forget to like this video. It helps more senior men find the truth about relationships after 60. One of the hardest truths experts reveal about remarriage after 60 is this: what starts as companionship can easily turn into full-time caregiving, often for one partner more than the other. Many older men underestimate how quickly health can change in the senior years. A new spouse may develop chronic illness, mobility issues, or memory decline. And suddenly your later years become defined not by peace and personal fulfillment, but by caregiving stress, medical decisions, and exhaustion. Now, there's nothing wrong with caring for someone you love. Many men do it with incredible devotion, but when you're past 60, your own health and emotional capacity matter just as much. The emotional, physical, and financial demands of being a caregiver can quickly drain your strength and shorten your own lifespan. Studies have shown that senior men who take on high caregiving burdens often experience increased depression, higher blood pressure, and accelerated aging. Experts like Dr. Helen Pfizer and other senior relationship researchers remind older men that marriage in your later years isn't about romantic fantasy. It's about real-life practicality, and that practicality can get heavy fast. If you remarry, you're legally bound to your partner's medical and financial obligations. This means if your spouse requires expensive care or long-term support, those costs can come from your retirement savings. Even beyond the financial strain, there's emotional burnout. Some men lose the joy and peace they worked for, spending their final years in stress and fatigue. Instead of enjoying quiet mornings, travel, or time with grandchildren, they find themselves managing hospital visits and endless responsibilities. This is not to say love after 60 should be avoided. On the contrary, companionship is one of the most powerful emotional needs in senior life. But experts suggest that relationships at this stage should prioritize mutual emotional support, independence, and balance, not legal obligation. A healthy late-life bond should add to your well-being, not quietly take it away. Before remarrying, it's wise to ask yourself, will this relationship bring me peace or responsibility? The answer can define the rest of your life. Reason number 5, peace, freedom, and self-discovery are worth more than marriage. The fifth and final reason experts warn senior men not to remarry after 60 is perhaps the most important of all. This stage of life is about self-discovery, peace, and spiritual fulfillment, not about starting over. For decades, you've lived according to responsibilities: husband, father, provider, protector. But now, after 60, you finally have a chance to live for yourself, to rediscover who you are. When the noise of the world quiets down, remarriage, however, can pull you back into that old pattern of duty and compromise. You may find yourself once again explaining your choices, adjusting your habits, or negotiating daily life to keep someone else happy. Many senior men who remarry report that they lose the independence they'd just begun to enjoy, the ability to wake up when they want, travel freely, and make decisions based solely on their comfort and happiness. Psychologists call this late life autonomy, and it's something no man should give up lightly. After 60, your energy, time, and emotional space are precious. This is your era to focus on your health, friendships, hobbies, spirituality, and legacy. You've earned the right to live freely without walking on eggshells or managing constant emotional expectations. Experts also note that many senior men thrive best in relationships built on friendship, not legal commitment. A companion who shares your interests, respects your freedom, and supports your personal growth can be far more fulfilling than a marriage certificate. Emotional closeness doesn't need to be defined by law. It needs to be defined by mutual respect and trust. In simple terms, peace is the greatest luxury of aging. You can't buy it, and you shouldn't trade it away. If remarrying puts that peace at risk even slightly, it's a sign to pause and reflect. You've lived enough life to know that love can exist without chains, and connection doesn't have to mean sacrifice. Marriage might bring companionship, but independence brings peace. And in your 60s, 70s, and beyond, peace is the most valuable treasure a man can hold. So before you consider remarrying, ask yourself, is this decision coming from love or from loneliness? Because loneliness fades when you invest in your health, friendships, and purpose. But regret from the wrong marriage can last for the rest of your life. The experts aren't against love, they're against unwise commitments that take more than they give. You've already earned your wisdom. Now it's time to use it to protect your peace. If this message resonated with you, give this video a like and share it with another senior man who might be thinking about remarriage. And don't forget to subscribe to Elderly Prime Health for more powerful insights on senior relationships, confidence, and emotional well-being.